What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to do a Social Security reform update. We're going to take a look at a graph, and this is going to show you exactly how dire the situation is when it comes to Social Security reform and why they need to do something today. Not wait until tomorrow. They need to do something right now. That's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you guys all for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. Where are we when it comes to Social Security reform? We know right now that politicians, they were talking about Social Security reform. You had some politicians coming out and saying, I think this plan should work. You had Representative Larson coming out with the Social Security 2100 plan. You have Senator Bernie Sanders coming out with his plan, the $2,400 raise for Social Security. You even had some presidential candidates talking a little bit about what they want to do when it comes to Social Security. And so why are they all talking about Social Security? What is the problem? Why is there some urgency when it comes to something, when it comes to reform for Social Security? So if we take a look at this graph, this is going to show us the problem. Okay, now I've talked about this before, but I always like to use these little illustrations because they really drive things home, in my opinion, because you can see exactly why this is a huge problem. Okay, so if you start back even before 2000, we're looking at a situation, and let me identify these lines first. This green line, this is the revenue, okay? So this is the revenue that's coming in to Social Security. So we're talking about the payroll tax, the FICA tax. That's that money that's coming in. Now, when we're looking at this blue line, this is, and it says down here, the outlays with scheduled benefits, okay? So basically, how much things are going to cost is what this is, okay? So as people retire, they're going to start receiving Social Security benefits. And so what they're doing right now is they're taking the FICA tax, so that money, they're taking that money and then they're pulling from the trust funds. And that's how they're paying out benefits, okay? Now this black line here, or the black dotted line, this is showing, it says the outlays with payable benefits. Okay, so basically what this is saying is, with the when you combined the FICA tax as well as the trust funds, that's this line here. Okay, that's what it's showing us here, that dotted line. And so you see in around 2010, we saw the lines cross. Okay, so the green line here, which is the revenue that's coming in from the FICA tax, it crossed with the actual spending. So the money that they need to spend for the program to exist. And so you see the spending is going to continue to rise. As baby boomers retire and start collecting benefits, this is going to continue to rise. Now you see the spending level is pretty much staying the same when it comes to FICA. Okay, so that tax level is staying the same. And what they're doing is they're taking from the trust fund. That's the black lines. Okay, so they can continue taking from this trust fund. You see kind of this, and these are all, this is a projected amount. So we're not saying this is exactly the way things are going to transpire in the future, but in the past, we do have the information. So that's what they're showing you here. So you see a little uptick here, and then it comes up a little over here. And now we see this huge drop. Okay, and that drop is roughly, they're saying 2033, 2034. And so what that's showing is the trust funds are depleted. There's no more money in the trust funds. That's what this is showing here. So when the trust funds are depleted, now, in order to receive benefits, you have to rely only on the green line. Okay, and that green line is just the money that's coming in from the FICA tax. Okay, so now that we see that, what do they need to do to fix this? There are a lot of different proposals that are out there, like we talked about, but I think the simplest way to handle this, and you don't have too many politicians saying this, is that you just need to raise a FICA tax. And that's going to be across the board. Of course, that's going to affect a lot of people who are working, but that's the best solution in my opinion, because if you raise the FICA tax, and we're talking about a very small amount, let's say you raise it just 1% more. So it's 6.2% is what you're paying out now, and your employer is paying another 6.2%. And so raise that up to 7.2%. And so now you have to pay just a little bit more, but the guarantee is that you will have Social Security in its full amount, okay? Because right now, if they do nothing, then we're looking at about a 20% cut, okay? And some economists are saying it could go up as high as 25%, okay? So that's what you're seeing here, because you'll still need this amount of money to run the program, but you only have this amount of money. And so now we're looking at that cut. And so that's why this is so crucial that they do something about this. Now, raising the payroll tax, the FICA tax across the board, now instead of this line, this green line being here, the green line will rise because there's more money being collected. Okay, now we don't know exactly how high it would rise, but it will rise. And that's what needs to happen. Now, you hear other politicians talking about, let's just, when it comes to the full retirement age, let's raise the full retirement age. Let's do all these little things. But those little things are not really going to help the program that much. It just means that people will not be able to retire at the full amount at 67. They might have to wait until 69. So it will delay things, but we're still going to be looking at the same issue. As long as the workforce is the same, we're going to be looking at the same issue. Another thing, too, is if we have a good economy and you have a lot of people working, well, then that's more money going into this green line here. Okay, so that's more money, more FICA taxes that are being collected. So that means more benefits. You can issue out more benefits, or at least you'll have more revenue coming in, so you can offer more benefits and maybe push the black line, this black dotted line, you might be able to push that down a little further. So instead of going right here, it might go right here. And so maybe 2040 or what have you. And so that is the challenge that we're having right now. We're looking at this and we know that we're going to hit this point where the trust fund's going to run out of money and we're going to go down a cliff. We know that that's going to happen. Now it's going to be up to politicians to do something about it. And a lot of politicians right now, they are afraid to raise taxes on the American people because the American people will vote them out of office if they do that. However, I think in this situation, if you explain to the public, this is where we are, this is what we need to do in order to secure your Social Security benefits when you retire, I think you'll have a lot of people who are working right now and say, you know what, I can pay a 1% more if it's going to guarantee that I receive all my Social Security. Because if they do nothing, that's when you're going to see that 20% cut. And that's, if you tell people that, hey, this is what we're looking at, this is why we have to do it, I think the average person is going to look at that and say, that I understand that. That makes sense. We have baby boomers, they're living longer. You have Gen X coming right up. Hopefully they'll be living longer as well. And so that's why we have to do this, because we have more people that are receiving Social Security benefits. And so that means that we're going to have to make some adjustments. So I want to know what you guys think about this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.